I'm torn. I'm torn like a bicep tendon on a preacher curl.
Yeah, buddy. Lightweight, baby!
What's up, guys? I'm Josh and I Lift Things, and today we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to be doing the bicep bracket. That's right, I'm going to be running a bracket, kind of March Madness style, of most of the big bicep exercises. At the end, we should come out with a clear winner. I'm gonna give my reviews of each movement along the way, explain how they're done, why they're done, kind of talk some shit about a couple silly ones, and give some hot takes because a lot of people disagree with me on this. But that being said, let's hop right into it. All right, first things first, we have the reverse grip curl versus the pinwheel curl. Okay, so the reverse grip curl obviously shown here is using some type of easy bar. That does not matter. That does not pertain to what we're talking about here. This is just any reverse grip curl. This could be dumbbell, this could be easy bar curls, could be barbell, and that will be the same for all of these movements going forward unless said otherwise. Now, the reverse grip curl is specifically used to target the brachioradialis. It's a tiny little muscle in your forearm, and EMG data has shown significantly that this takes a lot of pressure off of your biceps and is almost purely a forearm exercise. Obviously, you are flexing the elbow and the biceps are an elbow flexor, so they will be used, of course, but this is predominantly a forearm exercise. Now, it's a very good one, but this is the biceps bracket, and so that's gonna kind of knock this down a couple pegs. I think that makes sense. And then the pinwheel curl. The pinwheel curl is kind of a variant of a hammer curl. You have a neutral grip, but rather than flexing the elbow right in front of you, you instead do it to the side. Makes sense. I actually love pinwheel curls. I cannot do a hammer curl. I'm pretty sure I have superficial radial nerve impingement. In my left arm, if I do a hammer curl, specifically on the eccentric, when I get to about 80% of the way down, I feel a click. And I believe that's either my tendon snapping around my elbow or that is my nerve getting impinged. I have a similar feeling when I do upright rows, so I do not do these movements. Does not feel very good, makes it feel like static's going down my entire arm, and it feels just generally unsafe. And this is even with light weights. I cannot do a hammer curl on my left arm with a 12-pound dumbbell without feeling this pain. 10 pounds seems to be good enough, but I really don't want to spend 6 months on 10 pounds to then build up to 12 pounds. Honestly, the only fix for this, besides some stretches you can do, which haven't helped me in the past, is surgery. I don't feel like doing surgery. So instead, I just do pinwheel curls, where I do not feel this sensation whatsoever. For pinwheel curls specifically, there isn't a lot of EMG data or studies that show that in comparison to a hammer curl, but it's the same idea and you definitely do feel it. It gives a great pump. I love pinwheel curls. So for me, the pinwheel curl is the clear winner as a biceps movement. Obviously, pinwheel curls and hammer curls both put a whole lot of more emphasis on the brachialis, which is a tiny little muscle underneath your biceps. And so you could make an argument this is a biceps bracket, not a brachialis bracket. But studies have shown that there's still tons of biceps activation in a hammer curl, so you could probably assume the same is going to be true for a pinwheel curl. And that means the pinwheel curl is the winner. Okay, next up here we have a drag curl and we have an incline dumbbell curl. Now the drag curl is kind of interesting. You start with your shoulders very far back and then you literally drag the weight up your stomach. This puts the biceps in a more stretched or lengthened position. That being said, the incline dumbbell curl also has a similar idea. Your shoulders are being put behind your body, so the brunt of the movement is happening back here. There's arguments that can be made for that, you know, shifting the focus over to the long head, but a lot of that's kind of a meme in my opinion. But we do know that getting a awesome stretch is very beneficial for hypertrophy. Training in the stretch position is very good. Now with the drag curl, because you have a barbell blocking it, you really can't get to a full stretch. And when you do, you have to let your shoulders go back down. The incline dumbbell curl, on the other hand, is basically constantly in a stretch position. And it also has the side benefit of allowing you to train unilaterally, or one arm at a time. If one arm is bigger or smaller than the other one, this is very beneficial to you. The drag curl is kind of weird. I really don't see people talking about it anymore. It kind of seems to be one of those, you know, Bigfoots of the fitness industry. I can't speak, but I love the incline dumbbell curl. I kind of swap out bicep movements pretty often because it really doesn't matter that much and I don't really give a shit. But the incline dumbbell curl is almost always a staple. I love this movement. So for me, that's the clear winner here. Next up, we have hammer curls and we have cable curls. Once again, these cable curls are shown in the image with a rope, but that doesn't really matter. They're also shown specifically with a neutral grip, but again, that doesn't matter. This is just all cable curls. Now, as said before, I do not like hammer curls for me. And if you Google this issue, it's actually kind of popular. This happens to a lot of people. They can't really do a good hammer curl without feeling some type of impingement. That being said, it is a great brachialis movement. But if the pinwheel curl does it pretty much just as well, I don't necessarily see the point in putting yourself at a little bit of an increased risk. Now, cable curls are amazing. If you look at any free weight movement, there is kind of a standard distribution or a bell curve of where the movement is hardest. Obviously, a complete extension, it's not that hard. Gravity is pulling it straight down. When you are halfway through the range of motion, that will be the peak of hardness. And when you're at the top, tension again is taking off because gravity is pushing straight down. Your biceps really aren't doing much here except kind of keeping the shoulder up. Now on a cable curl, that much is not true. There is constant tension because gravity isn't pulling on the actual handle or the implement itself, it's pulling on the weight stack. So if you have it out in front of you, there is constant tension on your biceps. Cable curls are amazing. They are severely underrated. I don't really hear about a lot of people doing them these days. Obviously, there's still tons of people doing it, but at least the people that I specifically help, a lot of them never bring up cable curls or use them in their training. They are a great movement. We use cables for virtually every other muscle group, so why not this one? To me, cable curls are an obvious winner here. Okay, what we have here is just a plain old dumbbell curl versus a cheat curl. And I love this picture of this bro. This is awesome. Okay, so just a regular dumbbell curl. Obviously, this can be turned into a Zotman curl. This could be turned into cheat curls themselves, but we're just talking about a strict dumbbell curl. Just basically as simple as you can get. An absolute great movement. Easier on most people's wrists. Again, you can train unilaterally. They have so many options you can do. You could twist, like I said, make it a Zotman curl, or you could do, you know, a half hammer curl with it, whatever you want to do. Great movement. But cheat curls are coming in sick. People have this idea of super strict form being a necessity. And I agree with that most of the time, especially for beginners. It also depends on movement. For instance, I would never recommend a cheat deadlift. That's just... Do I have to explain it? Like, come on. Now, a cheat curl, on the other hand, is kind of interesting. If you look at old videos of like the golden age of bodybuilding, you will see people like Arnold and Franco doing cheat curls. It is basically an intensity technique, which I don't really think is a proper term. If anything, it's more of like a hyper volume technique, but similar to drop sets or supersets, there are ways to increase fatigue. Cheat curls, you can obviously curl up more weight than you could typically lift concentrically, but then you have to eccentrically fight gravity on the way back down, typically in a more controlled way. We know that the eccentric plays a massive role in hypertrophy and muscle building, so this is very, very cool. Not to mention, it's not that dangerous. Assuming you're using some type of grip that agrees with your elbows and your wrists, some of the two most aggravated things when doing a curl, you can put up a lot of weight in here. And sure, is it stupid and is someone a moron if they brag about curling 135 with shit form? Yes, absolutely. That being said, you get a unique kind of stimulus that I think a lot of people could use a little bit more of sometimes, at the least for fun. This is maybe just me rage baiting, but I'm going cheat curl, baby. I love it. Cheat curl. All right, so sticking on this side of the bracket, we now have pinwheel curl versus incline dumbbell curl. Now at this point, I've obviously already gone over these, so I'm going to be much quicker moving on here. I think this has to go incline dumbbell curl. I mean, you could turn this into a hammer curl if you really wanted to, so it's versatile. And really focus on the brachialis is also, in my opinion, kind of a meme, at least for most people. I think if you've been training for less than a year, you really don't have to focus on the brachialis. If you can only bench body weight and you're like, oh, dude, I gotta get my brachialis weight, you have way more to focus on than your arms, dude. The incline dumbbell curl is way more versatile. I think it accomplishes way more. The brachialis will still be targeted, you know, like a little bit at least. And like I said, you can alter the movement to actually focus on it more. The incline dumbbell curl is easily a top seed for me, so I gotta pick it. Okay, now we have cable curl versus cheat curl. Well, guys, the underdog story is probably dead here. It would be way funnier if I picked cheat curl, but I just can't do it. The constant tension on a cable curl is great. You can use any type of grip that you want, which is perfect for people with sensitive joints, such as myself. I am a pussy. I can't see a world where a cable curl loses to a cheat curl. I really can't. But it'd be funny. This is a very important, you know, fork in the road of my YouTube career. Do I want to be funny or do I want to be serious? Cheat curl wins. Okay, and now to know who goes to the final. Okay, the meme is dead. The meme is dead. Incline dumbbell curl. Come on. Okay, and moving on to the right side of the bracket. Now here we have just the standard barbell curl versus the preacher curl, the Scott curl, whatever you want to call it. It does not matter. This one specifically is done with an easy bar. That does not matter here. That is not changing my decision or anything like that. Just a preacher curl versus a barbell curl. Now, barbell curl has a lot of limitations for me personally. I think that they are terrible for people's wrists. A lot of people have a lot of wrist problems when doing a barbell curl. They also can lead very easily into a cheat curl, which, while hilarious and made it much further than it should have in this bracket, is, not great. That being said, I hate preacher curls. I never recommend them. They are garbo. EMG studies show great activation on them. Yes, absolutely. You want to know what shows great activation of them? Bicep tears, because you can just watch so many things happen on a preacher curl. Now, granted, you can say the same thing about a leg press, but like leg presses are cool. Preacher curls suck. They feel so bad. Getting a full stretch on them can be kind of hard. People go way too heavy on them. The general distribution curve of how much force they actually put on your biceps is pretty bad. The entire last 30% of the movement, there's no real active force on your biceps. Gravity is not really helping you out there in that case. They are pretty bad for your bicep tendon. I just do not like these whatsoever. I'm gonna get flamed for this. I guarantee it happens every single time I talk shit about preachers. The barbell curl is just an infinitely better movement. This is like asking what's better, a bench press or a dumbbell fly. The barbell curl is like the foundation of bicep training for the most part. So yeah, preachers, get out of here. Glad to see them gone round one. Cheat curls are way better. All right, second matchup on the right side of the bracket, we have a goblet curl, or some people call them like waiters curls and other weird stuff. And then we have a machine curl. Now, I hate goblet curls, or whatever you want to call these bad boys. The second you take a movement and then you make it harder on a part of your body that you're not specifically trying to train here, it's a bad movement. It's stupid. It's the same thing as doing like goblet squats. If that's all you have access to, you're trying to teach someone how to get in like a front rack position, I get it. But the weight is going to be limited by how much you can hold in that position, not necessarily what you're trying to train. Or it's the same thing as those when people push plates together and then they bench like that. Why? It's stupid. I get it. You want Instagram clicks, but it's a awful movement. Machine curls, I've never found a machine curl that I enjoy. And again, this one happens to be in like a preacher position. Not all of them are, but you get the same benefits of a cable curl. You get constant tension. There's different grips that you can use on them. I, again, haven't found one that I personally feel comfortable in, but it is leaps and bounds better than a goblet curl. Easy decision. Now we have an easy bar curl versus a wide grip curl. Easy bars are better than barbells in every single way. And I probably shouldn't say that because it may spoil what will happen in the bracket potentially, but an easy bar curl is way better. There are multiple grips you can use, so if you want to use a wide grip or a narrow grip, you can. If you need it to be a little bit more turned in or turned out to feel better on your wrists, you can do that. They are great. One issue that I have with it, which is an extremely minor nitpick, is every gym seems to have their own like off-brand one, which weighs a little bit differently every single time. So if you walk into a new gym, it may be a bit of a guessing game as to what weights to throw on. If you're a type of person who actually tracks their weights in the first place, if you're not, what the fuck are you doing? But yeah, easy bar curls are great. They are awesome. They are like the pinnacle. They are the meat and potatoes of bicep training, in my opinion. A wide grip curl is stupid. Again, there's arguments that as your hand moves more to the midline, you're using more short head, and the more you go out, you are actually doing long head work, because the long head is responsible for abduction of the arms. Abduction, taking away, think being abducted. That's how I remember it, because I'm a moron. I hate wide grip curls. They do very, very little for actually focusing on a specific head of the bicep. They just put your joints in a worse position. They put you at a mechanical disadvantage, which can be beneficial sometimes, but in this case, it doesn't really seem like the juice is worth the squeeze. I think they're just silly. I see no point in doing them. In no world would an easy bar curl ever lose to a wide grip curl, especially because you can do a wide grip on an easy bar. So easy dub. Easy dub for easy curl bar. Now next we have the isolation curl versus the spider curl. Honestly, so far this is probably the toughest matchup here. The concentration curl actually has some pretty solid EMG data reporting just massive activation of the biceps. They are extremely hard. I remember I was in football in like 7th grade, and we would work out with the varsity team. Like, we wouldn't do the same workouts, but we'd be in the same weight room because tiny school things. And I saw a senior and he was doing concentration curls with 70s. And I was like I was just mind blown. I was like, dude, what the fuck? I gotta do this. And I'm nowhere close to that to this day. I don't curl worth a shit at all. And I see no point in doing super heavy curls like that. The guy had sloppy form because of course he did. It's high school, but they're just a super cool movement. And that's always really stuck out in my mind. Now a spider curl is sick. You get a really, really good stretch. I feel amazing doing these. I really, really like them. I swap them for incline dumbbell curl pretty regularly. Again, there's arguments about the shoulders and arms coming in front of your body, shifting emphasis. I don't really believe in any of that. The thing is, spider curls are a little awkward to set up. I mean, not really. Some people like fall face first on the bench. That's absurd. Put the weight on a box in front of your bench, lay down, take it off the box. Common sense. Come on, think about it. They look pretty cool. Like if you saw someone doing that in the gym, at first you'd be like, that's weird, and then you'd be like, okay, it looks kind of cool. Like, come on. But concentration curls, I feel as if have like a Rocky vibe to them. Like you think about a concentration curl, you think about a sweaty, grimy gym with cockroaches, a bunch of sweaty meatheads just pounding them out. I don't know which is better here. This is really kind of a toss-up on just what you enjoy, but I'm personally gonna go with concentration curl. Okay, so next round here we have the barbell curl and the machine curl. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I am a barbell guy. I think that they should be the base of all of your training. Machines obviously have their place. It's easier to like isolate a certain muscle. They are obviously going to be much safer. They're probably going to be harder to progressively overload depending on a couple things. I think that the potential for joint damage that can maybe take place in a bicep curl is not worth it for something as insignificant as your biceps. If you want bigger arms, grow your triceps. People always focus on the biceps, but your triceps are 2/3 of your arm. So if you really want bigger arms, you got to get bigger triceps. And for the sports that I care about, massive, strong biceps aren't like all that beneficial in the first place. Obviously, a lot of gym bros are going to disagree with that, but a lot of those gym bros may also say the machines are better for isolation movements, which is something I would probably agree with. I think the machine curl has to beat out the barbell curl here. I just think it does. Now here we have the easy bar curl versus the concentration curl. It's gotta be maybe I'm flip-flopping because now I'm talking about how like I don't know. I think the easy bar wins here, man. Concentration curls are cool. I think the easy bar concentration curls, you get unilateral training though. Shit, I'm torn like a bicep tendon on a preacher curl. I'm going with easy bar. I don't know why. It feels better to me. You can cheat curl with this one, actually. You know what? Yeah, cheat curl. Easy bar. Let's go. Okay, to figure out who's going to the championship here against the incline dumbbell curl, we have the machine curl and the easy bar curl. This isn't... Do I even need to talk about it? Come on, easy bar. And guys, the championship matchup for the best bicep bracket builder, the BBBB, that should be in the title actually. All right, the best bicep bracket, the bracket of best bicep builder okay, incline dumbbell curl versus easy bar curl. Let's talk about the benefits here. Benefit of incline dumbbell curl: they can be trained unilaterally. You can change this to like a Zotman curl or a hammer curl. You are training an extreme stretch, which is great. This takes out a whole lot of the ability to cheat, especially if you keep your back planted up against the bench. If you really wanted to, you could turn this into like a wide curl. I don't know why you want to. And then the easy bar curl is going to be just overall a great builder. I would say better on your joints, but you can hold a dumbbell in whatever way that feels the best on your wrist anyways, so maybe that's not even a winner or like a winning point for the easy bar curl. Shit, I am going to have to go with the incline dumbbell curl. That is the winner of our bracket. And guys, this is the bicep bracket. This is what came. We had an underdog tail with the cheat curl, which is great. Easy bar really whooped some ass through there. Preacher curl losing in round 1. Who would have thought? And the pinwheel actually doing decent too. It lost out to the GOAT, which is unfortunate. These were opposite side of the brackets. Maybe they would have gone head to head. Who's to say? And guys, that is the video. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Actually a lot of fun. If this does well or you guys enjoy it, I'll probably do a couple more of these. If you like this style of content, kind of goofy and educational, please do me a favor and like the video and then subscribe. I post a new video every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so if you subscribe, you'll know when they come out. Did I forget your favorite movement? Did I shit on your favorite movement? Leave me a comment down below and let me know. It really helps out the channel, and I respond to every single one of them. If you really like this content or you really want to support me, you can follow all of these socials. They will be linked down in the description. I post exercise content there twice a day, every single day. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.